Hi everyone. One of the most important result of spiritual work which you do on yourself appears within you rather than outside of you. What do I mean by this? When you have been doing work on yourself and when you feel at peace, when you feel contented, that is the crux of the spiritual work you do. And of course, once that happens, the outside starts shifting, which means your personal life, your professional life, your health, everything else starts shifting. But before that, the most important feeling is feeling peaceful within, feeling happy about yourself and feeling happy about your life. And most important, not blaming any outside person, any outside situation, or anyone else for whatever is going in your life. And to experience this and to really know what it is to feel peaceful all the time, or rather, I always described it as living in the Anandamay Kosh, which is the happiness layer of the happiness sheath, which is called as Anandamay Kosh in Sanskrit. When you live in the Anandamay Kosh, every day, every moment, every passing second is only full of happiness and joy. People who are always happy and joyful are not always faking it, nor are they lucky, but they've really worked hard to get there. And I always wondered this, and I always wondered, okay, that is what I want. I want to be always happy. I want to be always contented. Not that difficulties do not come in my life, but even when they come, I know the route back to living in my most happiest and peaceful and contented times, no matter what happens around. And for years together, I thought about how to reach that stage. I met at least 20 teachers. Each teacher, I asked them, okay, what do I do? I visited sacred places. I did so many courses, invested in so many courses. I have been in the spiritual world since 2008-9, and I have been a teacher since 2015. So all these years, I used to always think, I want to reach that state of what you call as being always happy. Is it possible to be what Vishen Lakhiani calls as unfuckwithable, or someone who cannot be messed up with? I want to be someone who wants to be always happy, joyful, no matter what happens to me. And I kept asking this question again and again. And with the kind of work I did on myself, in 2019, there was a time where I felt I reached my rock bottom. And I felt I cannot get out of this ever. And I gave up everything. I thought I will not be able to ever be happy and joyful. And before 2019 too, there were many times where I went through what we call as the dark night of the soul, or those periods where you do not know whether your life will come back to being state of happy, to being state of joy. And all those times I thought, okay, this is the worst day. I cannot go further from this. I cannot get out of this no matter what I do. This is always going to be there, and I feel I'll be stuck. I used to feel that. But then I realized that people who are happy are not doing it just because they are lucky or just because they are faking it, which made me go deeper into the study of all of this. And I tried different methods, various tools. I spoke to so many of my teachers, took their advice, meditated, connected to the masters, channeled a lot of different energies. And eventually, the work which I started doing from 2019 September, which went on till end of almost end of the year, I put it all together and made it as a line of work which I was not sure was going to reach this further. In 2019, I did go through a major breakdown when I lost my father. When I would say he left his physical body, because our loved ones never actually die. They just leave their physical bodies, but you'll always find them with you in the form of love they have given you. But of course, to the human brain, you cannot understand this, right? And I did go through a very downhill in my both professional and personal life. And over the next 5, 6 months, I did this lot of work on myself because I was trying to deal with the grief. And by 2020 March, I was I started feeling more peaceful. I started feeling happier when the world outside was going through what we call as the COVID crisis, the lockdowns, the breakdowns, I had started finally feeling like myself the way I felt as I was a child. And I really wanted to take this course out and teach people, but it was the wrong time, or rather, I would say the right time, because everyone was facing their demons at that point of time. And my first workshop happened in 2020 May, which is exactly 3 years, where a group of about 11 people joined this workshop, which consisted of a lot of inner works, including inner child work and shadow work and belief work and a lot more combined together. And at the end of those 21 days WhatsApp workshop, what I saw was way beyond I expected. And to my surprise, this workshop feedback was way more phenomenal than I expected. People were able to really express themselves well, and a lot of hidden things which they did not know came out. Also, they came to know why they are feeling the suffering. They could slowly move from there and go to a path where they could have peace with themselves. So I'm going to share with you a few of the feedbacks which I got for the workshop right here for all of you. So let's start with the first one. So this was our first feedback, which said that one must attend this workshop, give it try once. Doesn't matter whether you reached your highest spiritual path. It is worth to play life this way. I really love the way she's put the words. The next one is, I want to thank you, Ashwini, for this lovely, insightful workshop that helped me to understand myself, which was hidden within me or left unnoticed. This insightful awareness is helping me to dive deep within to understand my feelings of being neglected, fear of rejection, fear of emotion, feelings of emotional pain and anger. I know the workshop ends here, but the real working on self has just begun to bring in the best version of myself. Um, Continued best version of myself. And the next one is, firstly, I want to thank for Ashwini for this workshop. Now, this particular person says that um, she was in pain for 21 days and just thought, why is this happening? She cried a lot that night, feeling she's not worthy of love and no one loves her. But the next day, she saw my ad on Instagram, and she really felt that doing this workshop, within a second she joined this workshop, and sorry, and after 21 days she could actually feel the change here. The next person is even saying that she wished she had done this workshop early, because she was unaware of these concepts which we shared, and she kept blaming herself when things would go wrong in any friendship or any relationship, and her confidence took a lot of beating. Many people took advantage of her straightforward nature, and now she's happy that it's the onus of any friendship or relationship is not on them but on herself. The next one says that the audios were very good, and she really felt that how to really practice self love, because and there can be so much damages which happen to your life because you do not practice self love, or rather you don't know what is self love. Because see, many people believe self love is holding a glass of wine, eating chocolates and bubble baths. No, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. uh, this is where someone spoke about the revolutionary movement which started after the inner child um, came into picture, and how she was separating her inner child and her inner adult. Something has kickstarted. This person is a doctor, and he really felt that this workshop really helped him shift a lot of things within him. So here were some of our real testimonials. I've not shared the names to keep up the privacy of the people who are attending the workshop. So basically, now coming to what do we do in the Golden Self Coaching and what do we do in the Golden Authentic Self Workshop? What do you mean by Golden Authentic Self? We all have that part of us which is so us, but because of the layers which society has put in since our childhood till date, and the way we have neglected us has created a part of us which is shut from the world, and we are very afraid to be our authentic self. But the moment we connect to our higher self, and the moment we expose the shadows, and we have what I call as the inner union of the inner child, inner adult, inner masculine, inner feminine, we are able to actually come to our most authentic self. And not just authentic self, it's a golden authentic self, because the golden authentic self is humble, is compassionate, is outspoken, is authentic, and is yet very kind. So many people believe that setting boundaries makes them mean or ugly. But if you set boundaries with compassion, and if you set boundaries with ease, you'll be able to create that kind of life where you honor yourself and you honor others. This is a process which I have tried and tested on myself. And of course, the first, second, and the third batch, which took this workshop in 2020, you saw the testimonials. So now I need not say what kind of breakthroughs people have experienced. And of course, I did more work on these terms in 21 and 22. And in 22, of course, we have two more teachers added to this whole platter, Namrata and Bhageshri, who are the Golden Authentic Self coaches and teachers as a part of our Gyangan school. So going ahead, what we will be doing. So there are two forms of work available. Of course, there is the workshop, which I highly recommend each and every one of you, because with the workshop, you will see how the work goes. Workshop will be more like a teaser on how you know and how to begin working on yourself. But having said that, it's not just a teaser, but workshop will be very much detailed, because we will be working with all of you and guiding you from your present self, which could be a state of a gray or a shadow self. And from there, we slowly walk you to your golden authentic self through the tried and tested work. The workshop will last for 3 days. Preferably, it will be 3 weekends, where it will be a Saturday, Sunday, and the next Saturday, where we will be doing continuous work with you all in a group. Why in a group? Because a lot of times when one person has a question, the collective energy of group, the other person also has the same question. When you work alone, you are able to have only 10% of the perspective of you. But when you work in a group, you have 100% perspective of everyone and everything. And I feel it works beautifully, just like it worked in my previous 3 workshops. It will be on Zoom, and where we will be actually working with parts of you in detail. Next, once you're done with the workshop, if you wish, you can take a personalized golden self coaching, where we deep dive more into other aspects of your life. And it's an ongoing process. So golden authentic self coaching is a modality, just like neuro linguistic programming is, or access consciousness is, where it works with a set of framework, and it helps you connect to that parts of you which are looking for breakthroughs. If you like what I said, and if you are guided to joining, please get in touch with us, because through this workshop, through this modality, it's my vision to empower the world and make the world a better place, where everyone feels happy, content, and absolutely satisfied with the way they are, where they take the ownership and onus of their life on themselves, where they do not blame others. When we blame others, a lot of relationships suffer. When we keep feeling that everyone else is responsible for what we are going through. But the truth is, the inner parts of us, which we are not aware of, are causing all of these demons to come into surface. But if you are feeling very, very vulnerable, very, very, if you really want to see those breakthroughs in life, I would highly recommend Golden Authentic Self Coaching to all of you. Yes, it is a modality which is my own creation, my own baby, and I'm getting it copyrighted as well, so that no one else is getting it, no one else can steal it from me. But if you are really guided for joining in this workshop, I will be more than happy, because it will give me a chance to reach out to you all and connect deeply to your parts. Thank you very much for watching this video. To know more about this modality, and to book a workshop, to book for the next workshop, and to book, of course, individual sessions will begin at a little later point of time. We are now beginning with workshops. Get in touch with us on inbox.unicorninsight@gmail.com. Namaste. This is Ashwini Chube, and I'm so looking forward to reach out to all of you. Thank you.